Minnesota is blessed with a lot of water. It seems to be everywhere. Lakes, rivers, streams, and wetlands. However, have you really thought about where all this water comes from? Minnesota has a lot of water, but have you ever thought about how important it is? It is something that we can't live without. When we are short of water, we desperately need it. When we have too much, we desperately need to get rid of it. Water is a big part of our daily lives, but have you ever thought about how we protect this important resource? Let's first look at the water cycle. Rain falls from the sky. Some of the rain is absorbed by land. Some of it runs off the land into swamps, marshes, and bogs. These wetlands feed small streams. Small streams feed lakes and rivers. Those rivers feed larger lakes and rivers until, finally, it ends up in the Red River going north to Canada and Hudson Bay, or Lake Superior on its way to the Atlantic Ocean, or the Mississippi River flowing to the Gulf of Mexico, or into the ground to recharge vital groundwater supplies. Even though Minnesota has a lot of water, all the water we have or get seems to be on its way to somewhere else. We need to take good care of our water. One very important way of protecting our water is by having healthy wetlands. Wetlands are a magical place, and they are full of life. Wetlands help store surplus water and then slowly release it. Some water leaves the wetlands by soaking into the soil. This helps recharge large natural underground reservoirs. It can take decades for water to seep down to these reservoirs. However, this creates an important source of our drinking water. Some of the water in wetlands is evaporated back into the sky. This water eventually returns to the surface in the form of rain, hail, or snow. The rain helps clean the atmosphere. It helps remove dust and other fine particles. Wetlands are also a source of water for many of our streams, lakes, and rivers. What's one way to protect our water quality? Protect our wetlands. Wetlands treat water before it's released into our surface water. Lands covered with healthy forests or prairies don't produce a lot of runoff, and any runoff usually doesn't contain a lot of sediment or nutrients. But the rain and stormwater running off of lands that have been converted to farming, roads, industrial plants, parking lots, or housing pick up a lot more sediments and pollution. Wetlands serve as a trap for sediments and pollution, preventing many of them from getting into our streams, rivers, and lakes. How about when there's too much water or not enough? During wet years, wetlands can hold water, helping to make flooding less severe. In dry years, wetlands slowly release water, helping to continue healthy water flow for better water quality in our rivers and lakes. It's estimated that it would cost over $5 million just to build a treatment plant to do all the good things that a good-sized wetland does. And a wetland doesn't cost anything to run. Wetlands are important in maintaining healthy fish and wildlife populations. Wetlands provide shelter and food for these critters. Without wetlands, geese, ducks, herons, turtles, frogs, salamanders, osprey, fish, muskrats, beaver, and many other animals would not survive. Wetlands filter impurities from our water, and without a good clean source of water, we could not survive. That is the magic and the importance of wetlands. Have you ever spent much time walking around or paddling through a wetland? Wetlands are a great place to birdwatch, to canoe, to hunt, or to just enjoy. Even in winter, you can find life in the wetlands, and you can explore without getting your feet wet, as long as the ice is thick enough. A wetland is a magical place. Whenever you see a wetland, think of how it affects your life. The next time you see a flock of geese overhead, the next time you go fishing, the next time you turn on your kitchen faucet or pull out that bottle of water. Think about where all this comes from and how we need to protect our valuable wetlands.